Hello everyone for another swanky music lesson right here, right? So we're going to do the 12-pointed star with the major scales starting with C. Going up the order of sharps for major scales. Here we go. So C, G, D, A, E, B, F sharp, and then C sharp. So it doesn't quite make a star, right? But we're only halfway through. So I'll explain that part later. But let's do the flats just for funzillas, right? So starting with the C major scale, going in the order of flats in the scales, or number of flats in each key signature. So C major, F major, B flat major, E flat major, A flat major, D flat major, G flat major, C flat major. So check it out. So they actually do mirror each other. So let's look at something else here that's kind of fun and swanky danky. So I did a few funky dunky pictures showing what notes change as you go from scale to scale. So this would be starting with going down the flats, and then that's your C major, going up the sharps. So the circles are like the scales, and the arrows are the notes that are changing from the previous scale to the next scale. Like for instance, in the C major scale to the G major scale, the F turns into F sharp, and from the G major scale to the D major scale, C turns into C sharp, etc., right? And I did it all the way to 7 sharps. So 7 flats to 7 sharps. Now, so check it out now. So we do all that. So we just did the sharps. The sharps are shown here. So from C major scale to F major scale, the B turns into a B flat, right? And then from the F major to the B flat major, E turns into E flat, right? Going to the scale. So notice how this B, E, A, D, G, C, F, B, E, A, D, G, C, F. That mirrors, right? And then this, so F, C, G, D, A, E, B, right? So that goes, and then, so C, oh, yes, and then we go from the B. So F, F to a C sharp, and then G to G sharp, G, D, A, and then E, and then B would be your last one, right? And that would be like, like just kind of like so. So that kind of mirrors too, the F's, and then the F's, F, C, F, 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 C, G, D, A, E, B. But notice this part here. So this should be the ending with the 7 sharps, right? However, C sharp scale is the same as your D flat major scale. So I wrote the notes here, and I converted the notes in the C sharp major scale to the D flat major scale. So for the D flat major scale, since it only has 6 flats in it, we had to get rid of 1 flat. So D flat, E flat, and then F, which is your E sharp, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, and then C which would be your B sharp, right? So it matches your C sharp major. So therefore, I turn this into the D flat major. That equals D flat. And to go from D flat, let's say, to A flat, so D flat to A flat, we can check it out in this swanky thing here, right? So D flat to A flat, right? Something, D flat to A flat. Oh, it doesn't have that. Okay, never mind. A flat to D, G to G flat, right? G to G flat is what we have there. So G flat to G for here. Yeah. In order to go from, the seventh, 7 sharps to 4 flats, right? So yeah, there's that. So anyways, check this out. So what do we got here? We got 7, or it's 5 to 4, right? So check this out. So 5. So this can also be 5. 5 flats to 4 flats, which would be your A flat, E flat, B flat, and then F to C. Bing a ding 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 ding, right? So those also connect. That's why we have the 7 5 7 5 there, right? And then for here, so looking at this, so we did the D flat, so C flat actually equals B, so we plotted out all the notes. B, C sharp, D sharp, E would have been your F flat, and then G sharp, A sharp, and then B would have been your C flat, right? So that's your B major scale, or 5, right? And then in the B major scale, to go from 5 sharps to 4 sharps, we get rid of the A sharp, right? As shown here, A sharp to B, right? In fact, we can show it on here, like A to A sharp, to go from the B, from 4 to 5. So 5 to 4, A sharp to B, right there. 5 to 4, right there. And then you can see how it plots out like so, right? So with this, we can do C to G to D to A to E to C flat or B, and that completes your 12 pointed stars, right? And then, of course, if we want to go farther, so this is your B, so G flat would be like your 6 sharps or F sharps, right? So there you go. That's why we have 2 there. And then from F sharp to C sharp right here. So these 2 would overlap, right? And then let's do it right here for our, we did the sharps. Let's do the flats. So F, B, E, A, D, G flat right here. So D flat, G flat, and then C flat, right? So that, oh yeah. And then, yeah, so that all completes like the star, the 12 pointed stars. And it coincides with what notes are changing and being able to jump from one scale to the next scale, as you can see here. And see here, just so you can get a better look at it for yourself. So C major. This is going down the flats, order flats, and then up the sharps. Alright? And then this is going down the sharp C major and then up the flats. So you can have a better look at that. Voila. Voila. And yes, and then, of course, our swanky dinky 12-point stars. Okay, everyone, have a dandy one.